Hey everyone, it's Christine here. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this week's weekly energy reading for the week of July 18th through the 24th. I'm so grateful for your support and for having you all here. We're going to dive straight into the Astrocap. There's quite a few shifts happening. We're still in the season of Cancer, but this is the very last week. And so we're going to be moving from a water sign to a fire sign. On the 22nd or the 23rd, depending on where you are in the world, we will be moving into the season of Leo. And Leo is a heart-centered, very passionate, very bold, courageous fire sign. It rules over the 5th house of creativity, of passion, of children, of romance, dating, and the inner child. So expect things to light up in different areas of your life depending on where the sun is going to be transiting your chart. On the 19th, on Tuesday, tomorrow, Chiron retrogrades in Aries. And so this starts, it's retrograde until December 23rd, and it conjuncts with the moon at the time of the retrograde, which is a pretty neat event. So we're going to see amplified emotions because of this conjunction with the moon. But overall, with Chiron, because it is a wounded healer and it points to us things that we need to heal. If you look in your natal chart, you can look up where Chiron is under what house and what sign to get a better idea of what your particular wound is to heal in this time and to help others. And with Chiron in Aries, it's all about healing ourselves and then helping others in a way. So think back in your life of patterns of wounds that have repeated themselves, and you're going to get a pretty good idea of what your potential wound is, especially if you haven't even delved into it in your natal chart. So this is a good time to focus on healing yourself, looking to see how far you've come throughout your life, because some of you have been on this journey for a long time, and you're going to feel a lot more an emotional connection, heart-centered connection, and an overall greater sense of almost an attunement within yourself, a connection that's a little bit deeper. And so with this Chiron happening, with this retrograde, I should say, happening in Chiron in Aries, this is also to help you heal in order to help others, because many of you will be going down paths, and it doesn't have to be career, where you're going to be helping others in this way. So focus on that, quick eye on that. Venus is in Cancer. It shifted on the 17th, and so love is in the air. I keep getting that in the show Love Boat, if any of you remember that from the 70s. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of communication because Venus is comfortable in Cancer. It's very expressive, very emotional, very intuitive. Many of you, if you are looking for more romance in your life, deeper connection, more intimate connections, not just in romance, but in all of your relationships, expect it to happen during this time. People that may be single and looking for love, you may, how do you call it? You may get news or information of people that want to ask you out, or people that have had their eye on you, or people vocalizing this, because this is a time when people can no longer keep their feelings quiet. What else is going on? On July the 20th, Wednesday at 10:18 Eastern Daylight Savings Time, so New York time for reference, we have the last quarter moon in Aries. And again, not a good time to start anything brand new, but a great time to reassess, to continue clearing away anything you have to disconnect from, detach, let go. Even if it's something that's an iterative process, right? Because sometimes letting go of something, person, place, thing, belief system doesn't happen all in one go. So it could be a repeated process. It's a great time to set those intentions, to purge, and to continue going on your journey. We're continuously receiving more clarity as we go towards the new moon happening in Leo next week. We also have on the 19th, Mercury is going to be shifting from Cancer into Leo until August 4th. So we're going to see more confidence in the way we communicate, more assertive communication, more expressiveness, especially from a heart center, because of the playful, childlike nature of this sign. The way we communicate may also exude a lot of that passion, a lot of that joy, but also a more expressive, perhaps storytelling type of attribute. We'll also experience greater magnetism when it comes to communication. People may pay attention to you more. You may feel like people are watching you more when you communicate or speak. Just caution, do lead in a positive way for you, because Leo's all about leading and, you know, setting the stage for that person, for yourself to be on that stage, to be illuminated. But make sure that you pause to listen to others as well. Finally, we have Uranus and the North Node conjuncting, and the peak of this is going to occur at the end of the month. So I want to do something separate on that, not get into that here. But overall, we have a lot of shifts happening. It's ironic, into Cancer or into Leo. So let's dive in right now into the collective reading. Okie dokes. That was a little bit longer, so thank you for your patience. We're definitely still, I feel, gaining clarity, but I feel like the essence of cleaning up around us. Some of you, I feel, are taking really hard looks in your life. Really, and this isn't just a cursory look, like, oh yeah, like flipping a magazine. I get really intentional looks of what's working, what's not. Because energies are gaining momentum. If you all can feel it, let me know. Comment down below what your experience has been like. Okay, let's get started and see what messages the universe wants us to know for this week. What messages do we need to know? Ooh, I feel like there's a lot of information some of you are waiting to get into, waiting to receive, or perhaps waiting to communicate. Thank you. There's something with the throat chakra. I know I've experienced like a blockage, and I'm feeling it when I was trying to channel. We got Pillar of Light. Look at this. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. I forgot to mention this in the Astrocap, but everyone, if you've noticed, your intuition, your psychic abilities have increased, or you may have opened up to new gifts. This is why in Cancer season, it tends to happen because we become more connected, precisely because Cancer is ruled by the moon, and this guides our intuition, our connection to ourselves on a deeper level. And it also allows us to really get in touch with ourselves on so many different levels, not just earthly, but also spiritually. Some of you are finding out that, wow, I know I'm psychic. You may be opening up to the idea that your extra sensory perception is far greater than you realized. I feel like many of you have been getting a lot of downloads. So sometimes I feel when that happens, there could create blockages if we do not ground ourselves, if we don't take care of ourselves. That's why in this season, we still have a few more days left in Cancer. Continuously hone in and set the foundation for your self-care practice. Mind, body, soul, food, sleep, working out. And working out, it's not just vanity. It's to really excise and get those energies out of your body, to be able to manage your energy. It's a way of cleansing your energy too. And it's also another way to connect to your intuition. You are the oracle. Some of you are stepping in very soon, or have already stepped in to your purpose, to what you want to do in this world. And it's not what you imagined, because sometimes when people hear that, they're like, okay, I'm starting my job as a psychic next week. No, it's incremental, right? It's in steps and gradations. As you also continue to heal, and now that we have Aries going retrograde, Chiron going retrograde in Aries, it kind of pumps up that focus on self, because Aries rules the first house of self. So you're going to really come into knowledge, come into fruition with things that may have been triggering you. And there's finally like a moment of acknowledgement of that connection, of agreement, and you're like, wow, I know what it is that has been bothering me, or what's been repeating for me, and all of these dynamics. And that is going to be the difference, because you're going to become aware of that, and you're going to heal that. You all are opening up to different gifts, so many different gifts. Channeling, dream premonitions. I'm getting a lot of dream traveling, premonitions through dreams, clairvoyancy. Some of you are connecting with other beings, I'll just say, from other worlds. Some of you have been working on your crown chakra and other higher chakras too. Even the earth and the chakras below the feet, we have two. But this is a week. Remember, as you continuously, when people say work on yourself, it really means just taking personal accountability and ownership for your healing journey, for your spiritual journey, for your earthly journey, not delving into victimhood, really becoming more aware of how you are in this world, the patterns that have fomented and shaped your life and that have formed who you are, and also using those experiences, that trauma, to heal what it is that has been continuing in your journey, in your life, I should say. All of this, it's like a package. It helps your vibration increase. Because I have to say this, for some, it may seem like you've done the work, and going to therapy is an excellent way, I should say, of doing this work, but there's a lot more that has to be done outside of therapy. I feel therapy is a container in which things can happen, but the test is really continuing that practice outside of it, and really taking responsibility for that, not bypassing. That's something else too I'd like to mention. It's not all love and light. If it is, our journeys here would be easy, and we wouldn't have to learn these lessons. We wouldn't be experiencing or completing karmic contracts, karmic lessons, difficult experiences in this earthly life. As for some of you, this may be a note to really get honest with yourself about where you are in your healing journey and where you would like to be, because I feel like there's a discrepancy there. Some of you may feel like you are way more ahead, I guess, in your own journey than you realize. And that's not a judgment or a criticism. It's just simple awareness, because that's going to impact how you continuously develop as a soul. Okay, we're going to move on. I generally don't pull two of the Moonology decks, but I got the Moonology Manifestation and the Moonology Oracle deck, and I felt very called to pull both of these. And so, yeah, when I do weekly readings or any readings for zodiac signs or anything else, I always intuitively pick the decks that I'm going to work with. I keep saying, or I keep hearing, like, look to the stars. Some of you may have been spending more time outdoors, may have been looking at stars, stargazing, maybe doing something with astronomy or with telescopes, because I'm feeling a strong connection, or a reconnection, I should say, to star seeds. Stars, I keep getting stars. Okay. Expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. We got this a few weeks back, you all. The next powerful shift, we have Uranus conjuncting the North Node happening this month, and we also have the Lionsgate portal, which is a huge heart activating portal, and major shift, all happening within the season of Leo. So get ready for your heart chakras to activate. You may have already started feeling that, for things to kind of shake up. Any other message? Oh my gosh, it's a Leo card. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. Again, there's a balance here of ego, of your pride, of knowing when to take a step back. You will know when you are triggered or when you respond a certain way. For example, if you may have experienced rejection. That's something many people experience on their soul path. You may think that person doesn't want me, I'm not good enough. And those are all reactions. It could be something that you connect to how you look, how the person thinks you are, how educated, whatever it is, and it's not. I feel like there's a strong, it's like a surfacing, coming up, becoming very aware of differentiating humility and pride, especially as you work through your own soul growth and development at this time. Celebrate yourself too. It's important. When you're meant to shine, shine. That's not prideful. But also know when to take a step back and when to uplift and support others as well. Okay, let's dive into the Moonology Manifestation deck. What other messages for this week, please? Oh, thank you. Oh, okay, we got 3. Last quarter moon in Gemini. Clear your mind. We still have a lot of clearing away happening, you all. I'm gonna put this over here. I'll pull them out. New moon in Libra, know you are loved. First quarter moon in Libra, keep your heart open. I've mentioned the heart a few times so far. This week, it's definitely going to be about connecting to your heart. Again, I'm getting self-care, making sure you have that in place. You're going to need it, not just for the rest of the year, for life, obviously, but it's really paramount. I feel like some of you, this is new, so you're really kind of experiencing different forms of self-care that you may like, that you don't like, and it's almost like an ongoing process. So that's good. It's a good sign. A lot about self-love here. Some of you have experienced a lot of pain and hurt in the past, and you may be holding on. And this is a time, especially with the first quarter moon on Wednesday, to clear that. Some of you may be ruminating or replaying events in your mind. And there's a disconnection I'm feeling that has to happen. Meditation, some type of solitude, journaling perhaps. There's something about speaking, about clearing the communication passages, so releasing that. And again, it may not happen all at once. It may be an iterative process, but keep doing it. Some of you may need to engage more in self-love practices. Again, to me, this connects to self-care in many different forms, mind, body, soul, because self-care is not just unidimensional. It's not one facet. It's multifaceted, multidimensional. So take a look in different areas of your life to make sure that you feel this. Ask yourself, especially if those of you that are looking for love, ask yourself, how can I give that love to myself? What does love mean to me? How can I make myself feel more loved? Maybe it's focusing on you first thing in the morning, getting up if you have responsibilities like children, pets, partner, family, caretaking, whatever it is, work. Maybe get up earlier and use that time, an hour, 30 minutes for yourself. Focus on your goals, on taking care of your mind, body, soul, on development and learning. It's going to be important because the heart, Leo, and we're going to be shifting into Leo season this week. It rules the heart. So some of you are going to start getting a lot of fluttering vibrations, like movement. You're going to feel things happening in your heart space, and it could be tied to things that you're clearing away and that you're healing from, like breakups, whether they're romantic or platonic, like from friends or family or any disconnections of that sort. But this calls for you to really tend to that. It's easy when anytime we are hit with an experience that could potentially impact our heart in some type of adverse way, to close it, almost like a gate. But keep it open. The more you work on your self-love, the more you focus on self, especially if some of you are engaged in different situations where you may be focused on other energies, bring that back to you. This is about you. We started this card with you. So this week it's about you all. Okay. We're going to dive into the Sacred Traveler Oracle, and then we're going to go into some tarot. I feel like this week it's preparing everyone for this shift, all these shifts that are going to happen energetically and in the heart space. I feel like Leo season is going to really engage a lot of different relationships. You're going to feel things, letting go, embracing new. You're going to meet a lot of soul tribe members this season, I feel, this particular astrological season. Okay. What other messages, please? Nope. Didn't come out. What other messages? Okay. We have grace and gratitude. This has been coming out a lot, probably in the last several weeks. Through gratitude, joy expands. Again, Leo rules the 5th house of fun, of play, joy. Some of you, again, I'm getting a sense of transitions. Some of you haven't started the new cycle yet. It's coming. And so a lot of times when we haven't reached certain goals, or we haven't reached a certain level in life that we expect to be in, or that we expect we should have been in, we just keep wanting more, right? It's all about that discrepancy. It's called relative deprivation, what we want and what reality is. And so this is a call for you to examine where you are right now and to be grateful for everything you have. Think about the basics you have. You may have access to clean water and an abundance of good food. If you're in a hot climate right now because there's heat waves everywhere, you may have access to air conditioning or fans, which is an amazing thing to have when it's hot. You may have comfortable clothes, a peaceful home, a comfortable bed, your favorite pillows. Really, I would suggest, if you haven't already, really engage in a gratitude practice. Do 5 to 10 things every night. And you're going to find over time, it's like a compound effect. You're going to become more joyful, and you're going to actually attract more abundance into your life because you appreciate what it is that you have. Any other messages, please? Okie dokie. You guys, I feel like these cards are just screaming all Leo. Passion and pleasure. Savor your life. You guys, again, so this week I feel I'm not going to say it's our last week because we're all on different timelines, but just practically speaking, as we move through these different seasons, as the sun enters the season of Leo, I feel like this week you're being called to prepare. Like I said, to get your self-care foundation in order, to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, because I'm feeling an increase in experiences, I'll say, experiential activities. Many of you are going to be meeting more people, opening up, going to new places, trying new things, because we have a lot of joy, passion, pleasure. We have Leo here, and your heart, really connecting to your heart. To me, this speaks of romance blossoming, friendships blossoming, family ties blossoming. This season is really taking account for everything that you have to be grateful for, and also to start engaging in things that really light you up. Because when we are in the state of feeling happy, of joyful, and really engaged in what we're doing, especially when it's something we enjoy, whether it's collecting sea glass or rocks, or making candles, or writing, or reading, whatever it is, that state is going to help you bring in more of what you want. There's a mind shift required here. Some of you may be doing things a little bit differently, perhaps backwards, and you're calling in things, trying to manifest things, trying to change your life from the outside in, when really it starts on the inside. This is all mind shift, really focusing on you inside, within, internally, knowing you are loved by yourself first. You got to love yourself first, and that expands outward. Okay, I was looking at which tarot deck to use, and I'm going to use this deck. This is the Tarot by Kids. Again, I always say this, it's such a calming deck to me. The energy is very serene, very soft. We're going to see what additional guidance the universe has. For some of you, I'm hearing that you may not know what it is that brings you pleasure or fun. And remember, this also, I get Tauran energy too. Taurus, because Taurus is ruled by Venus. perhaps Libra too, because we have 2 Libra cards. So some of you may have Libra placements. Leo, we have Gemini, Taurus, I feel intuitively. Write down things that you used to love doing growing up as a child, as a teenager, in different areas of your life, and also things that you want to try. Some of you, like I'm hearing travel, because these 2 cards to me also indicate expansion and travel, movement. But perhaps some of you can't travel where you want to go right now. Make a trip in your area. Do something fun. Try a new restaurant. Try an event that you've always wanted to do. Look up something like classes. Maybe you want to try coloring or acrylic painting or oils or dance, or join a meetup. Meetup has a lot of different opportunities to test out, to try. There's a lot of energy here of being open. Okie dokie. Okay, what messages, please? What messages, please, does the universe have for us? What messages, please? Okay. We got King of Cups, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. And we got 10 of Swords. This is air energy. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So to me, there's a need here to let go of anything that is holding you back. Anything. This is just like a let go, releasing. It's a card of completion as well, and to really step into your power. And that's going to happen by connecting to your heart, ironically, because the King of Cups is very emotionally stable, intimate, open, honest. They know who they are. They love themselves. They appreciate themselves. They nurture themselves. I mean, look, this person's in a clam on top of a turtle, totally chilling out and living it up. And it looks like a pillow under them. So they're comfortable too. But they also have a cup. And the King of Cups can share. I feel like this is speaking to you. Really being and also connecting to yourself in a deep, intimate way. I'm getting journaling, but self-care too. Some of you may have to connect to yourself in the form of your body. I'm getting sexuality. This could touch into, like, if you have Scorpio placements or 8th house placements, getting comfortable with things you may feel uncomfortable around. This may be the week to explore that. What makes you feel good in all areas of your life? It's really, this is heart connection. Leave behind anything that literally does not feel this way. This is opposite energy. Swords, air energy, can be very detached. Intuitively, I feel like disconnect from things that do not bring you this joy, that emotional fulfillment, that emotional connection. Some of you are going to make a decision this week about disconnecting from people, leaving certain environments, no longer doing certain habits or routines or rituals that do not elevate you, because this is where I feel many of you are at this moment or will be. Remember, the people around you, what you do, it contributes to your vibration. And the more you heal, it raises your vibration. What other messages, please, for us this week? What other messages, please? Thank you. Of course, we get the Hermit. Hermit 9. This is about endings. Some of you may be retreating at this time. Totally cool, totally normal. With Cancer season, there's a lot of focus on the home, on family, on those closest around you, on nurturing yourself, really cultivating that deep connection to yourself and your emotions. Many of you have been healing already. The Hermit does call for really tapping into your intuition. Some of you may be engaged in solitude and reflection at this time, especially, like I said, there's been a lot of endings and a lot of completions. A lot of cycles happening right now. I should say shifts and cycles, endings, new beginnings. So this may be a time this week to take a step back and, like I said, prepare before we enter Leo season. You're going to feel these shifts. I feel pretty quickly. I can already feel this. Any other messages? Okay, thank you. Oh, balance. For sure, some of you have Libra. We've got quite a bit of Libra here. This is the Temperance card, but this also is Sagittarius. But I always get, with the Temperance, I get Sagittarius and Libra. And so, obviously, like this card suggests, this is about bringing things into balance in your life. This has been a repeating message. Some of you need to harmonize internally, especially with your emotions. That's why we have here, clear your mind. Because look, this person almost looks like they're in hermit mode. Similar energy. Some of you are still very much working, doing your inner work, really getting clear on what you want. There's a lot of transition energy here. But all of this work that you're doing, because the Hermit, it helps cultivate this. It helps raise your vibration. It helps increase your intuition, because you're going inward and looking to yourself and not outside of yourself. You're learning to trust yourself. This is pivotal. This is the balance many of you are going to come. Some of you are very much have just recently awoken, because the balance card here, which is Temperance, it indicates to spiritual awakening or ascension. Some of you have just gotten upgrades or been through some type of upgrade. We're going to pull one last card here. Any final messages? Anything else we need to know? Nope. The card's turned over. Anything else we need? Okay. Thank you. Okay, I can't, it doesn't fit here. We're going to put it up here. Eight of Swords. This is air energy. The Empress. This is Libra, Taurus energy. Again, a lot of Venusian energy here. A lot about balance, love, focus on your stability, on your self-care. Again, do not, I keep getting reminders about clearing your mind. This is about you kind of restricting yourself and not seeing things, perhaps not wanting to let things go. These are mindset shifts, like I spoke about earlier, especially surrounding love, relationships, self-care, your foundation, your worth. You're being called this week to continue deepening your self-care, self-nurturing practice, especially as we have Chiron go retrograde. It's going to bring up a lot more. And so if you don't have that foundation ready, it's going to be very difficult to find that balance in your life. Because whenever we do any type of healing work, shadow work, inner child work, and there's so many other modalities too, we'll just say therapy, journaling, it's really good to complement that with self-care and self-love practices. There's a balance there, because it's very taxing on the body, on the mind, on your energy when you do healing work. And you go through different levels of integration, of transmutation. So there's also here too something about mind shift this week. Be aware of anything that comes up repeatedly. Perhaps you're saying, I can't do this, this is hard. Reframe it. It could take a little bit, but just reframe it. Every time you catch yourself saying that, say, you know what? Every day gets easier and easier. Every time I work on my healing, I let go. I am releasing physical and energetic blocks every day. We've got two really powerful cards that really speak to your heart, to self, to self-care, and also to intuition. King of Cups and the Empress. See if we can get any additional messages. I'm pulling the Luna del Sol tarot deck. I think I just made up my own name for this. This is the Luna Sol tarot deck, I should say. I just said Luna del Sol. Any final advice, any guidance, please, for this week? Any guidance, please? Did you see those? Those went reversed. Thank you. Some guidance. Seven of Wands. Pick your battles, people. Pick your battles. Don't engage in anything that causes you to become triggered, reactive. Take space, take time apart. I feel like many of you may experience moments of triggering people where communication may not go in the way that you want. take a step back. It's not worth engaging in that and using your energy. And it's ironic we have pink here, which speaks to me of the heart chakra. And this is fire energy, I should say. We have 8 of Swords. Oh my goodness, look at this. Reversed energies. So this is what came up earlier, and your advice is, yeah. I mean, even though this indicates some of you are experiencing this state right now, this is to let it go. You have more power, more control over your mind than you realize. And a lot of it really points to the stories we tell ourselves, what we're holding on to. A lot of times we idealize certain relationships, certain environments, or we don't communicate, so we don't know what the hell's going on. And we have the High Priestess in reverse. So this is Cancer energy. Again, some of you may not be completely tapped into your intuition. Again, like I said earlier, you're being called to connect to your heart and to your intuition at this time. Look at this. Because all of this is preparing you. There's big changes coming up. I feel it's going to start, not that we haven't experienced big changes, but it's going to start again. More shifts happening in Leo season until the rest of the year. Because we have the solar eclipse in October, and then we have the lunar eclipse. So self-care is your key this week. Ground that, set that, make that a foundation. It's important. Find your clamshell, metaphorically speaking. Get yourself ready. Some of you may want to do a cleanup, a purging of different belief systems on paper. Journaling is a great way to figure out what's been triggering you lately, why, what you can do, and to take care of yourself. Because when we take care of ourselves, people have the idea that when I'm resting, when I'm just chilling out, when I'm taking a bubble bath, when I'm journaling, that, you know, I'm not in my masculine energy doing. But that's precisely when our intuition opens. Also too, when we just trust ourselves. Hence the Hermit card we had earlier. Right here. Because it's when you're alone, in solitude, away from other people, under other energies, expectations, norms, etc., that you can truly connect to yourself. Okay, we're going to pick a few more cards, and then we're going to close this out. So I've been doing a lot of work with the archangels as of late, and I work with them frequently, daily, I should say. So I felt guided to pick this deck to look at any archangel guidance. Any messages from the archangels, please, for this week? Thank you. You guys, every time I see this, I'm like, it's me, but I'm not an archangel. Archangel Christine. Accept the Christ light. Act with wisdom and loving compassion. A lot about, again, it taps into the heart. Because Christine and variations of that name, they indicate coming from Christ, of the light. This speaks to solar plexus energy too, which is about trusting your, connects to your emotions too, your power, your confidence. Very Leo energy too, even though Leo does rule the heart chakra. But you're going to get all the clarity that you need when you go within, when you tap into your own intuition. And it's going to come in sudden realizations, almost like poof. I'm getting the movie Cocoon. This is an oldie, an old movie from the 1980s. There may be something in there for you. But during this time, it's really important that you integrate as much self-compassion and less judgment. More compassion, less judgment for yourself as you go through this healing process. Let's get a self-care oracle. I always introduce self-care every week. I think it's really important, especially if you're on a journey of reparenting yourself, of really finding out what routines work for you, what it looks like, what they mean to you, or what they mean for you. Because I always say our foundation, it's not the foundation around us, like the home, the job, the money. Our foundation starts in our head, within us, in our soul. Have you ever wondered those that really have a strong self-care, spiritual practice, that no matter what happens around them, they still seem zen-like, nothing bothers them. That's precisely where we would like to get to one day. Those are goals. Okay, what self-care message? Oh, thank you for this week. Sweet treat 50. So again, tapping into joy. Some of you may want to change up how you treat yourself, or the different sweets that you engage in. Sweet treat, even though we see food here, it could mean anything. For me, I'm just getting anything that connects you to your heart. It could be a pedicure, a manicure, a massage, sleeping extra. Because a treat, it's a reward. It doesn't always have to connect with food. We have 2 more and then we are wrapping this up. I know this went a little bit longer, so thank you all for your patience. We have the Unicorn Oracle message. There's a lot of hope that we need, that we're tapping into, and so that's why I pulled the Unicorn Oracle this week. There's also a bit of magic here, because there's a lot of magic happening, but we may not be cognizant of that. What other messages, please? Final messages? Oh no. Okay, we got 2. I saw that trying to fall off. "41 Law of Grace." Isn't that beautiful? It looks like a rose. Do you see that? Like a pink rose? "Be your divine essence. Dissolve all in grace." This all speaks to me to the heart chakra. This could be concerning of self or with other people. And then we have 6, enter the magic. Live in the now, seize the moment. This connects very much to gratitude, what we got here. Because when you are mindful of the present moment, you don't have that worry of the future or rumination or perhaps depression of the past. You're just tied in the moment. It's also too very much about focusing on your care. Look at the postures they're in. You see how they're almost leaning back? That's the energy to cultivate this week. A lot of grace, compassion, wisdom for yourself. And can we get a final Divine Abundance Oracle, please? A lot of spiritual expansion. A lot of your gifts have been increasing. Some of you may have felt and noticed that. Final message, please. Thank you. Another thing about divine, look at this, because we have accept the Christ light, divine essence. We have divine source. Help me know that all my deepest needs will be met. Let me trust that you have a plan and the right actions will come. You are my source for all. This is also connecting with yourself connects you with source, with your higher power, with God, with the universe, however you denote this. And we have these hummingbirds. They signify joy, love, presence, balance, infinity too, harmony. Some of you may be seeing these animals. Strong. By connecting to yourself, you're going to connect to the higher power. Hence the Hermit. All the Libra, Venusian energy. We got delusion. Intention without surrender can be a fast path to delusion. Again, this speaks to mindset and letting go. We got earlier clearing the mind. Clear your mind. Focus on the now. It's important to focus on the now. Focus on what's in front of you. Focus on the reality. This is going to prime you for what's coming up, you all. I hope this reading has helped and has resonated in some way. I'm wishing you a beautiful week, a peaceful week. I know there's a lot of things shaking and moving quickly. Hang on. Do what you can within your sphere of control, and things are going to work for you. always for your highest good. Thank you so much again for being here. I'm grateful for each of you. Comment down below. I love hearing from you. And I will see you soon. Take care, everyone.